Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. Well, better said, welcome me back to the channel because I've been gone for quite a while. I'm sorry about the not uploading. I've been pretty busy in the last couple of months and I just had to take a break from my countless YouTube channels that have going on, and well, this was one of the ones that I just had to take a step back and focus on other things also, like family and so on. I hope you guys understand. But anyway, enough of that. I want to get straight into it. Sorry, I have my cat right in front of me and he's very eager to stay here and watch with us. So be prepared for that. Anyway, so today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to sway off the whole music thing a little bit and we're going to get into cooking videos. As a professional chef myself, it's one of those things I understand the most. And yeah, I was told by someone that Paris Hilton has a cooking show now actually on Netflix. It's been on since a couple of weeks. And there has been on her YouTube channel. Yes, Paris Hilton has a YouTube channel. Like, who would have known? She has a cooking video up, which is already, I think, a year or two old and has a couple of million views. So I want to jump straight into that and let's see how Paris Hilton cooks lasagna. All right, guys, let's do it.
Hey guys, welcome to Cooking with Paris.
Oh my God. So, okay, we're already 5 seconds in and yeah, I love a little dog. I mean, look at that little guy. That's great.
To Cooking with Paris.
All right. Very professional intro.
As you all know, well, maybe not all of you know, people who do know that I'm an amazing cook. Ever since I was a little girl, I would always go with my mom in the kitchen and she would cook these amazing pastas and lasagnas and Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner. Just my entire life, I just remember sitting on the counter and watching my mom cook and also baking and cooking with her.
Okay, honestly, I did not think that Paris Hilton was a cook, per se. I don't know, like, she doesn't strike me as a person who spends a lot of time in the kitchen. But, hey, it's good to see and hear.
This is my little assistant today, Diamond Baby, killing it in her apron. So now I'm gonna teach you guys how to make lasagna. Let's do it. All right, so make sure to put the oven to 370.
All right, let's see the ingredients list. Garlic cloves. Yes. Onions, optional. I don't know, like, in my personal opinion, I think onions is something that you want in your lasagna. Pepper, Himalayan salt, ricotta cheese. Yeah, it's okay. Shredded mozzarella. Not a big fan of the shredded mozzarella. I like more the fresh mozzarella, you know, the one that comes in the little bags with the water in it. It just, I don't know, just tastes better in my opinion and just has a bit more like freshness. Tomato sauce, of course, and meats. Any alternative you prefer. Sounds pretty good so far.
75 when you start the whole process. Over the years, I was in Yellowstone and I made lasagna, but they were the ones that you don't need to steam. So I would recommend.
All right, so Barilla is already like a quite good pasta brand. I actually have an Italian aunt and she has told me once that from all the store-bought stuff you can get, that Barilla is actually one of the best ones that you can buy, or probably even the best one. So that's already a thumbs up from me.
Recommend getting those because it's way easier. You just literally put them in the oven. You don't have to steam them or anything, and it tastes amazing.
I'm surprised she starts with cooking the lasagna leaves first. Like, it's something that I would personally do later on in the process. I would actually get my meat sauce going first because, you know, the meat sauce for the lasagna actually takes quite a while to cook. The longer you let it boil, the more refined the flavors get and, you know, the better it tastes later on, like the finished product. But hey, to each their own.
but whatever, today we'll settle with these. Sorry, Berla.
It's a real fancy kitchen though. I mean, I like all the...
To be delicate because these break really easily.
I like all the decor that they've put there.
Right.
So, wait a second. She's putting the lasagna leaves into a pot of water, but it's not boiling it. I don't know. Also, the pot seems a bit small for the amount of pasta she's making. I would prefer like a much bigger pot. You know, you want the pasta to be able to move around in the boiling water. So, yeah.
So this will start it will like shrink so that they're not so big and they'll fit. Like, don't break them in half, or it just ruins the lasagna.
Okay, a little note on the side. Pasta doesn't shrink when you boil it. It actually expands since it sucks up the water. So the pot's got to be full of pasta and not so much water to actually cook it. But it's probably going to work out.
Vibe. Oh, it's true. I am allergic to bullshit. It's very true.
Who isn't?
I think most people are. All right. Let's get all the other ingredients. Mozzarella.
Dude, what's with all the soda and Gatorade? Oh my god.
Meat. Obviously, you do not need this Mr. Cotta cheese. I like using a lot of it because it's amazing, but don't use this much. It's way too much. I would definitely recommend getting shredded mozzarella because now I have to grate the cheese.
Don't get the shredded mozzarella. I know it seems more easy and more just convenient, but the thing with shredded mozzarella, or especially like shredded cheese, is that they coat the stuff in like non-caking agents, so it doesn't like stick together, and it kind of like ruins the whole like melting process of the cheese. I mean, it will still melt, but not as good. And yeah, you don't really want that. Of course you can, but use the fresh stuff.
This is my first time cooking here, so I have no idea if I even have one. Yes. All right, I do have one. Still.
Damn, the kitchen is fire though. You know, I wish I had a kitchen like that. I mean, especially the burner in the back, the stove. I mean, that's what is that 6 burner? No, 6 or 8 burner. Damn it. Every chef's dream.
Well, I wish this was already shredded, but whatever. Life could be worse. Okay. I'm making this a lot more work than it is. So again, follow my directions. Get the pasta that is already like, no need to do this because it's annoying. And
you know, if you don't have the non-pre-cooked pasta, you can also simply just use the pasta leaves. At least that's what I do. Use the pasta leaves as they are. If your pasta sauce, if your meat sauce is liquid enough, there is absolutely no issue with the lasagna leaves, the raw lasagna leaves, soaking up enough liquid and actually cooking as it's in the oven. Then you just up the time by like, I don't know, like 10 minutes or something. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. So you don't have to pre-boil your lasagna leaves.
And this is annoying. So get shredded cheese, but whatever, I'll live.
Ooh. Wrong side of the grater. You want to grate cheese not with the fine holes, but with the thick holes, because otherwise it's just going to get all clogged up and you're never going to get anywhere. So
brutal. I haven't done this since I was little, and I would like help my mom, and I'd be like so excited to do this. Now I'm like,
good to see that you changed the side of the grater.
I have a much bigger appreciation for already shredded mozzarella already. I guess other people would do this much more gracefully, but I've had a long day, as usual. Okay, I'm gonna get another piece of cheese because I'm scared I'm gonna start grinding my fingers off.
Okay, I I get that part, yeah. Grating your fingers is not a very pleasant experience. I know what I'm talking about. But here's a little tip. If you go carefully about it, you can always grate the cheese with the palm of your hand. If you keep the palm of your hand quite stiff, you can always just grate it to the last little bit, and you shouldn't grate your palm. Of course, if you're holding it like she's holding it right now, then there's a quite high chance that you're gonna chip your fingernails or even the tip of your finger, which is it's very unpleasant.
That's why I wear my chef gloves.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, she's wearing gloves to cook. That's quite unusual for me personally, because, you know, I like to be barehanded. You want to feel the food. You have a much better feel, like, for the ingredients and just, you know, how to work with it. But hey, to each their own.
Usually for sliving, but now that it's 2020, you're still gonna see sliving, but sliving it in a different way, like cooking lasagna. So after you've grated all the cheese, or you got the shredded cheese at the market, next is the ricotta cheese. It's bigger. So the next step is the ricotta cheese, which you just mix around. And you don't need to use cheese with milk. You can use organic cheese, there's almond cheese, there's soy, there's like so many different types of cheeses now that it's not normal, but it's cool.
Yeah, so cheese is usually made out of milk. I know what she's getting at, but cheese without milk, that would be vegan cheese. And yes, you can use them, but then also you'd have to substitute the meat somehow, except you're like lactose intolerant. But you can always get lactose-free cheese. And they're usually quite good.
All these spoons are brutal. Sorry, I'm doing a cooking tutorial and I have like none of the correct things. I don't know what this is, but it looks like it will work. Yeah, it's working. So this, and then you get an egg. Mix it. Kind of reminds me of like making cookies, and you like put the egg, and then you eat all of the dough because it's so good. And it's like, oh dude, I just ate like 3 raw eggs. Some of the cheese, you want to use it for different layers, but it's cool to like mix it together. That's like one of my tricks. So the next step is to make the lasagna sauce.
All right. The most important part of any good lasagna is good lasagna sauce.
Just put this on. Careful if you have long hair.
Yeah, I was just thinking that is like it's quite dangerous. Open flame, long open hair. She's a brave one.
Because you can light on fire. I usually take olive oil and put that instead of butter because it's healthier and it tastes better.
Okay, that's a good call. I would usually not use butter anyway because, I mean, I get it, but olive oil for me personally is the way to go. And also I think in Italy they would rather use olive oil than butter. I would anyway, like in my opinion, instead of I would leave away the ricotta cheese and would make bechamel with butter, so I would have the butter flavor in the lasagna. And well, kind of like if you want to use butter in the lasagna, that's kind of like a workaround for it. Or
I think I put too much, so if you ever do that, just go like this, just smush it around. So you want like just like it kind of coating.
Okay, that's a good call. I mean, honestly, the amount of oil she put didn't look too much for me. Oil or fat carries flavor, so more is always better. And olive oil, I mean, it's one of the good types of fat, so I would have just left it. But of course, if you want to be more like on the healthy side, then of course you can take some out.
The pan. All right.
Okay, now we're starting to fall apart. So you want the pan to be piping hot, or at least up to temperature, because you want the meat to sizzle. You want to start this Maillard reaction. You want to get some browning on the meat, that creates the taste and the depth of flavor. The way it sounds like the pan's not really like hot yet, and therefore the meat will start more boiling than frying.
Great.
Suboptimal. Okay, see, that's kind of noise that you're looking for, but it should already be there when you add your first portion of meat. Really get the cooking process going.
Again, I don't know if I have the right cooking utensil, but one of these will work.
Yeah, so this kind of like confirms things that I was already thinking before. It's like they've probably just put all the stuff there before they started making the video, because it seems like all the things she's using still has the price tags on it. Like the blue bowl still had the price tag on the bottom. And now the spatula that she has in her left hand still has the price tag swinging from it. But hey. That hurts. That hurts really bad. Teflon pan and metal spatula is a big no-no. Any metal tool, kitchen tool in a Teflon pan is a big no-no, because you're just gonna ruin your pan like super quick.
This pan is too small. So you want to make sure it's like cooked, but like not all the way.
It's like she's flipping burgers.
All right. So just like flip it, kind of make it tan. Keep it juicy. Usually I should use a bigger pan, but whatever. This fell on the side. It's disgusting. So again with this, I'm not sure of the exact measurement of what you're supposed to do, but this is what I do every time. Just go like, oh no.
Oh. Yeah, happened to all of us before. Trying to make it look cool, and then it just goes everywhere.
Oh. Oh no. All right, that's too much. So I'm gonna do my towel trick again. Take a towel, get bottled water, just like, who knows what's in these sewers, to be on, and then dab the meat. Usually you would not just throw the salt like that. I think I got a little excited doing my first cooking video.
Okay, that's a nice little hack or trick, I suppose. But I don't think it was like not that much salt either. So I don't know. Could have just left it. If you think that the tomato sauce is also going in later and it's being mixed with the noodles, the salt, the noodle water didn't have any salt either. So I think she would have been good.
This again is me just guessing. I have no idea how much, but I love putting this much, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, because I love 11. So it's good luck.
So what's this 11-11? Can somebody please down in the comments tell me what 11-11 is about? Because I have no idea.
All right. Keep going, and then I think we should just put a top on it and let it simmer.
Ah, that metal spatula. That hurts so bad.
So we're gonna let that simmer and get the sauce ready. Another pan for it.
Mind you, I've seen already many ways of cutting your mincemeat into small chunks or dividing it into small chunks when you're making like any kind of sauce. with mincemeat. But potato masher is... That's the first time that I'm seeing actually that being used. I would usually use like a wooden cooking spoon or a quite stiff like whisk. Also works quite well. Potato masher, well, why not, I suppose. It could work.
Just want to grind it as much as you can and squeeze all that juice. I can't.
Now, see, this is exactly what I mean. You can see through the lid that the meat is boiling and it's not frying. That's also why I wouldn't put a lid on it. I would put a lid on it once you've added the tomato sauce. And then you put it down to simmer. And then you let it simmer for like a couple of hours.
Just grab.
Also, I just realized she never added any vegetables. So you would always add like the Holy Trinity. Sofrito, which is onion, celery, and carrots. Yeah, just to give it even more this like deep flavor. But yeah.
Grab any other spices. Himalayan pink salt. Sounds cool.
So wait. Didn't she just before take out salt? Because it was too much, and now she's putting back in salt. Huh? And also Himalayan salt, it's just a marketing gag. Like, don't believe everything like the labels say. Salt is salt. Tastes exactly the same. Has no benefits whatsoever.
So do like 7 of these. After it's cooked, you want to put it into a drainer and just get all the oily stuff. It's so nasty.
Okay. To each their own, but I have to say one thing. That stuff that you just poured away is pure flavor. You want it in your lasagna. It's all like, it's not nasty. It's all the meat juices that are still in there. Like, it gives you this like rich, deep, meaty flavor. And now she just poured it down the drain. And that's a bit, well, it's sad. Because you want it in your lasagna.
Okay. Back into the pan. Tomato sauce into here. To make sure it's like the perfect consistency. Perfect. All right. Okay, I was supposed to chop these onions and garlic, but
I was wondering when she's gonna bring the onion and garlic into the game, but yeah.
I feel my lasagna should not have onion or garlic in it. So now we have all the ingredients ready. We have the cheese, we have the sauce.
If she doesn't want the garlic and the lasagna in the garlic and the onion in her lasagna, why is it in the recipe in the first place? I thought this was her recipe. Yet at the start she stated the garlic and the onion that was optional. So okay, if she leaves out the onion, yeah, I get it, but the garlic wasn't optional in the recipe, so huh?
And the noodles are just finishing up. Perfect. You put the noodles, drain them.
That's a lot of noodles.
I actually brought these, so if I was gonna cut onions, I'd wear them. Usually I do that when I cut onions. Kind of helps with tears or just, I don't know, ruining your mascara. You always need to make sure to check on the sauce because if it gets burnt, then the whole thing is ruined. I should listen to my own advice because it's on blaring hot. I should put it to simmer. Okay. All right, so now we have everything. Let's make lasagna. First, start off with the first layer. That's hot.
Yeah, that's gonna be hot.
Good.
Always start off with the sauce first. if you add the sauce on the bottom, it's gonna stop the lasagna basically from sticking, and you get it much easier out from the dish. Also prevents burning at the bottom.
And then you start the layering. If they rip, it ruins the whole thing, so just don't use those ones. So next, you take the ricotta cheese, and we're gonna do another layer. I like to do a lot of this. Yeah. So then you just
That's a lot of
repeat
cheese.
that again. Lasagna is like very hard to make. Well, actually, I don't think it is, but people think it is, but it's actually really fun and really easy. But I guess it is a lot of steps compared to like making toast or something.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. It is a lot of steps compared to toast, but I think toast is not the right comparison here. I mean, toast, you put it in the toaster, you press a button, and it's basically done. So yeah, compared to toast, it is actually quite a lot of steps. But lasagna is super easy and fun to make, so you know, once you've done it like 2-3 times, then it should be a breeze.
Then more. So sauce in between, again.
Can't argue, at least just having fun while
Halfway
doing it.
done. It's very ricotta-ish. Oh, yes. Oh my god.
No, it's perfect.
Killed it. So now after all the layers, the final part, just the cheese, everything on it. And now the last step, putting the aluminum foil. So this keeps it all baking inside.
So
Wrap.
I don't quite get the foil step. Like everything is cooked in that dish. She pre-boiled the pasta. The meat sauce obviously is cooked, even though not long enough, but that's another whole can of worms. So basically, you just need to melt the cheese and like bring everything together. So for me personally, I wouldn't add, or I wouldn't cover the lasagna in aluminium foil, because I would also be worried that the cheese would stick on the foil. Plus, you want some of the liquid to evaporate, so it kind of like fuses all together into like one nice dish. But let's see what the outcome is.
Wrap it like a present. Well, not really, just like that. And now it's time for the final step. The little mittens on.
That's a chunky boy.
Let's see if it's ready. Yes.
I gotta say though, like the lasagna does look bussin' though. I mean, I could take a slice of that right now.
So that's how you cook Paris lasagna. I hope you guys enjoyed my little cooking show. I'm gonna be cooking more, so let me know what I should cook next and hashtag it, hashtag cooking with Paris. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to like and subscribe. And
All right, guys, that was it. Cooking with Paris, making lasagna. So that was quite interesting. If you want to see more of Paris Hilton's cooking videos, like I said, the show just came out a couple of weeks or a month ago on Netflix, and I'd be happy to look at more of her cooking skills. Plus, I think in her Netflix show, she's doing it with a bunch of celebrities like Kim Kardashian and some other people. So yeah, if you want more of those videos, leave a comment down below, and hopefully see you in the next video. Peace.